Welcome back, everyone. This is the beginning of part 2 of our 3-part series. And if you thought part 1 was something, we are just getting started. Before we continue, let me make something absolutely clear. The PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization Juice Factory is satire. There is no PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization Juice Factory in Jonestown, Kingston 12. Michael Mann was not a chemist producing political juice. The factory, the juice, and the laboratory are comedic metaphors designed to make you laugh while we discuss something very serious: blind political loyalty. Part 1 laid the foundation. Part 2 is where we start opening the files. We are going to separate political folklore from documented facts, allegations from evidence, and party loyalty from principle. Because the real question behind this entire series isn't whether somebody drinks imaginary PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization juice. The question is, what happened when loyalty to any political party becomes so powerful that a person will defend today what they condemned yesterday? So that's why we call that hypocrisy. That's how PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization voters, activists, and supporters behave. And let me give you like one example. As you have listened, I've done a video about Roderick, you know, the hitman for Vibes Cartel from the Klansman gang, Black Man Klansman gang. And there were 2 brothers in the gang, Black Man gang out by Jones Avenue. 2 brothers in the gang. And one of the brothers was in a meeting where they were discussing killing his brother. They are same mother and same father. And to show you how blind loyalty work. And he didn't tell his brother that they were going to kill him. They are same mother and same father, and they kill his brother. That's how it is when you drink the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization juice. Even relationship, you related to somebody by blood, that doesn't count, because the juice is poisonous. And understand me clearly, I don't care whether the political color is orange or green. If the facts prove you wrong, the facts must win. If the evidence proves me wrong, then the evidence must win over me too. So buckle up. Part 2 begins right now. And stay with me to the end, because there's something coming later in this presentation that brings the entire PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization juice metaphor in focus. So welcome to part 2. Data is king, and the truth doesn't need a party color. No, in a business as a whole, we just tell you real mama papa truth. So you watch, you listen, and you decide. Part 2 in its entirety. Yes, welcome to the Jamaican Young Police channel. To our loyal viewers, subscribers, and Patreon member. At the channel, we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because they save lives. This is a logical conclusion because preemptive strikes save lives and prevent the further loss of lives. We are all about saving lives at this channel. We at the channel aid criminals with a passion and do not want them over here. We do not want your views, your subscriptions, your likes, or your comments. Please go elsewhere where the red carpet is waiting for you. Over here, we want you to go to prison or the departure lounge at Madden. Moving on to today's video. In 1986, that's when I hear him name attached to this murder and rape case. According to Vaz, that allegation surfaced around 1986 when he entered representational politics. So I tell you, even I have done video, I had spoken to a detective by the name of Valentine Piggy Williams. He's on the channel. He was one of the investigators that was involved in this case intimately. And another guy named Arthur Forbes that I used to work with at Hunsby. Bigger photos apartheid. And I tell people over and over, let them hear it on the channel, and them still running it and say no. Even the investigator, you know, Dickie Burt, the investigator, said Darrell Vaz wasn't even like, they must say I like police are trying to cover up for him and all of them things there. So now listen carefully, because this is where responsible commentary separates itself from propaganda. I don't need to tell you. Trust Sir Porter. No. Don't trust me simply because I am sitting behind a microphone. Check the record. Retired Assistant Commissioner of Police, Isidore Dick Ebert, the officer who led the investigation into Diane Smith murder, later publicly addressed the matter. According to reporting on his statement, Ebert said there was no evidence connecting Darrell Vaz to the case, and that Vaz's name had not arisen during the investigation. Stop right there. Nothing to go see. If the investigator who actually led the murder investigation says there was no evidence connected somebody to the crime, what should responsible people do? At minimum, you stop presenting the allegation as facts. That doesn't require you to like Darrell Vaz. It doesn't require you to vote JLP. It doesn't require you to agree with one single policy that Darrell Vaz supports. It requires one thing: fairness. Fairness. But this is precisely what unquestioning political loyalty can destroy. Because once people emotionally invest in a political story, that story can become more important than whether it is true. And then we come to Dr. Dayton Campbell. That guy when him say kids meal, him love little pitney. You understand? Him love film kids meal and them thing there. Campbell, the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization General Secretary, made statements from a political platform in 2023 that resulted in defamation proceedings brought by Vaz and others. And here's why I keep telling you, words of consequences. The matter was heading towards a 6-day defamation trial. But in July 2026, the parties settled that last month. Campbell was required to issue a public apology and retract the statements. And according to published terms of the apology, Campbell acknowledged that his remarks had no basis and unequivocally withdrew the relevant statements and insinuation as having no foundation in truth and be categorically false. Now, Jamaica, what more do you want? This isn't Sir Porter inventing an apology. This isn't Jamaican Young Police putting words into Dayton Campbell's mouth. There was litigation. There was a settlement. There was a retraction. There was an apology. And yet, somebody can encounter all of that and still says, me still believe it. Based on what? Based on what you believe it? That's the question. Based on what? If your answer is evidence, show the evidence. If your answer is documentation, show documentation. If your answer is an official investigative finding, show the finding. But if your answer is that everybody always says so, ladies and gentlemen, that is precisely how political folklore becomes political fact. Somebody whispers something, somebody repeats it, 10 people repeat it, 100 people repeat it, 30 years pass, eventually people forget. This story began as an allegation. Repetition has replaced verification. And that is why I keep talking about the imaginary PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization Juice. The joke isn't that the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization supporters literally drink something, you know. Of course not. The satire represents a political mentality that says, if this story hurts my opponent, I don't want to know whether it is true. And that's a mentality. It's poisonous to democracy. But hear me carefully. If a JLP supporter does the same thing, that's is JLP Juice. You never hear the JLP them come out with no invented lie against the PNP them. Yeah, if you know, you can't tell me. Because one thing with the labor right them, I can tell you as from growing up, they are mature people, them will believe in truth and facts, them just tell you as it is. Them not out there from ever since and muddy the water with lies and all of them thing there. Just like how with Eventide, from Eventide, when it happened the day and them thing there, the people in our communities, them are going to parliament and say Siaga. Who does that? We never have cell phone or house phone them time that's prevalent like now, you know, and them organize and do it, you know, the next day, you know, because they were told to. And I saw them start spread it. I remember JBC, you know, JBC then was owned by the government. And all them used to do just pure propaganda. My man, I never used to make we listen to JBC. Radio, we used to just watch the TV, watch news, and you understand what I'm saying? A guy named Dennis Hall, my father called him Wetford. He used to live at Edgewater and drive all a ladder. I know him personally. Because my cousin Errol, he used to work at JBC. And Errol get the work through, we are PNP. You understand? And in the day up to in the 80s, well, I'm the Scar's problem, and that's why I'm losing work. He was the man in charge of logistics, and him not even have no degree, or you understand what I'm saying? And he my manager at JBC for logistics, the vehicle, them and all kind of thing. Good pay. But hey, I just saw it go. If a JLP supporter does the same thing, that is a JLP Juice. I refuse to create one ethical standard for orange and another for green. Because otherwise, I would be guilty of exactly what I am condemning. Wrong is wrong. A lie is a lie. An unsupported allegation remains unsupported whether it benefits the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization or benefits the JLP. Something else bothers me about the particular story. About this particular story. What about Diane Smith? In all this political fighting, don't lose sight of that child. Her death should not become a political ammunition. Her name should not become something casually thrown across political platforms decades later. A 14-year-old girl was brutally killed. There is a victim at the center of the story. That girl could have been Lisa Anna because she was very, very beautiful, you know, Indian girl, you know. There is a victim at the center of the story. There is a family. There is grief and unresolved demand for justice. We should be asking, who actually killed Diane Smith? Not simply repeating allegations against someone whom the officer who led the investigation said was never implicated by the evidence. That distinction matters. And this is the lesson I want every Jamaican Young Police subscriber to carry away tonight. You don't prove loyalty by believing everything your political side tells you. You prove maturity by demanding evidence, even when the evidence may disappoint your political side. I don't care who says it. PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization General Secretary, show me the evidence. JLP General Secretary, show me the evidence. Prime Minister, show me the evidence. Opposition leader, show me the evidence. Police officer, show me the evidence. And if Sir Porter makes a serious factual allegation, you have every right to tell me, Sir Porter, show me the evidence. That is the culture Jamaica needs. Because once we establish that standard, propaganda becomes much harder to manufacture. I can tell you with this generation, this younger generation, the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal going to have problem. Because these youths can't think, and I like the dummy them, the one that just drink up the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal, them can't think. Because once we establish that standard, propaganda becomes much harder to manufacture. Rumors become harder to weaponize. Politicians becomes more careful about what they say, because once them come out, they say, oh no, I lie. But I want to start telling the world, say them a lie, you expose them. and citizens becomes harder to manipulate. So when somebody hands you another gas of political juice and tell you, drink this, everybody in our party believes it. Put down the glass, read the label, ask for the evidence, check the history, and remember, 1,000 people repeated an unsupporting claim do not transform into fact. It doesn't transform into fact. Truth does not wear orange. Truth does not wear green. Truth does not carry a party card. Truth stands on evidence. And that is why tonight, code word remains. Check the label. Because political loyalty should never require you to surrender your ability to distinguish allegation from evidence, rumor from fact, and propaganda from truth. Support whichever party you choose, but never give a political party ownership of your conscience and your brain. No, loyalty itself isn't bad. You can be loyal to a political philosophy. You can be strongly in a party's economic policies. You can admire its history. You can volunteer. You can campaign. You can vote for it. Every election of your life. Nothing is inherently wrong with that. The danger begins when loyalty becomes blind and questioning and naive loyalty says, my side doesn't need scrutiny. Blind and questioning and naive loyalty says, don't ask difficult questions. Blind and questioning and naive loyalty says, if you criticize one of us, you must secretly support the other side. No. A mature democracy requires citizens capable of saying, I support you, but you are wrong on this. That sentence is extraordinary, powerful. The friend test, please give me another example. Suppose your closest friend does something wrong. A real friend doesn't necessarily say, whatever you do, I support you. Sometimes friendship requires saying, my brother, you are wrong. Why? Because accountability can be an expression of respect. In Jamaica, anytime you have a friend, and I say it how many times, umpteen times here, anytime I tell Jamaican people you truth, them vex with you. That's why I don't really have friends. And very few people pick and call my friends. Because people don't like to hear the truth. They want to go around and no, me tell people the real mama papa truth. Me I tell you. Me no busy if you want to vex with me. The same applies to political parties. The strongest PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization supporters should be capable of criticizing the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization. The strongest JLP supporter should be able of criticizing the JLP. In fact, sometimes the people inside an organization have the greatest responsibility to demand better from it. Because if everybody applauds everything, how does an organization correct itself? How does it grow? That's why the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization is like that. Them just lie, them tell lie on everything. Just like how you hear the other day in the secret voice note them from the WhatsApp group, or the people them are planning for sabotage. The same after them voters them, you know. Most of the people them will lose them board house and all of them things in a hurricane. A PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization supporters, activists and voters them. And them decide say them are go sabotage them. In a voice note, what the PNP do? The PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization under the big belly white man Mark gonna be a golden. Him not say nothing. Him say the people them not represent the party, but yet still the group is the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization. NEC. That you understand. And then I apologize to Jamaican people and nothing happened. Because them know say when no care what them do. The PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization, supporters, activists and voters, them brain cells dead. So you have selective outrage. Back to the factory. Another pipe opens. Selective outrage. This ingredient is powerful. I mean, yeah. Here's how it works. Opponent does something questionable. Outrage. Yeah, just like how you Mark gonna be a goaling. I talk about Wheatley for resign and all of these things, and then straight bad man, you know. Oh boy, him have illicit wealth. Or him come by money and this and that, and the man say, me have a property, the man, all of these things. And then you have the dummy them, the man have him gas station and all kind of business. And then you have the dummy them, say, boy, see it, him a thief. And there's nothing to show, so who him a thief from? You understand? Him a make money out of politics. And the man have him business. But yet till you say him a thief and you can't show him a thief from. All of these things, that's how them operate. Selective outrage. And here's how it works. Opponent does something questionable. Outrage. Press conference. Social media. Radio calling. We demand accountability. Your own side does something comparable. Suddenly, everybody becomes a constitutional scholar. Well, technically, you understand. You know that phrase. Whenever somebody begins, well, technically, sometimes an excuse is coming behind it. But principle cannot function that way. If you believe something violates ethical standards, your concern shouldn't disappear because the individual responsible belongs to your party or political tribe. Ingredient number 3, selective memory. Now we are approaching the dangerous section of the factory. Tank number 3, selective memory. Political memory can be fascinated. Yeah, it can be fascinating. People remember every scandal involving their opponent going back 25 years, 50 years. Dates, name, newspaper headline, who said what time the press conference started. Ask them about something involving their own side. I don't remember that. So it was simply amazing. I saw them operate. You understand? And then them, well, what about? You know, like I'll ask a guy and say, alright, you ask about political party, I see him. I mean, I say, me tell them, me say, as a man from the belly of beast, me say, both of them are not the same. If both of them are the same, alright, tell me, name one government official where the labor them kill. Then they hear them talk about Ramagian. Ramagian was killed by his own bodyguard, Corporal White. Special Corporal White gun, the bullets them from his gun shot Magian in him head. White, you can't say my labor because for work a protective service, no PNP politician are gonna make you bodyguard them. Them have to know say you're a comrade. I just saw it because them choose who them want for bodyguard them. And White was a PNP. So you can't say a labor right kill him because a PNP in a bodyguard him. So then we say, alright, show me an incident where the GLP killed any judge. Them can't find any. So then now we go to a judge now we name Judge U. Where them kill him out Derek Hugh, where them kill out East. It's alleged that Daniel Williams sent men. Police killed 2 of them. One went to prison and the next one, them never, I wasn't talk about him and him thing there. But I have done a video about it because one of the men was killing in my community, in a Pegasus, a jungle. And him Lukey, him call the name, I man was send them to kill the judge. And it was Daniel Williams. Him said that, ask Peter Metro, the artist. Or talk where you talk, at them 10 away are you. You understand? I just saw it go. But democratic accountability requires memory. Because history helps us identify patterns. However, and this is equally important, history must be handled responsibly. We cannot simply repeat rumors as established facts. We cannot take allegations and convert them into convictions. We cannot rewrite history merely because a story benefits our political argument. Evidence matters. Context matters. Documentation matters. The principle applies to everybody. But your side did it too. Then comes out one of the oldest political defense in the world. But the other party did it. Ladies and gentlemen, listen carefully. That may expose hypocrisy, but it does not automatically expose wrongdoing. If somebody catches you speeding and you tell the police officer, but that car over there was speeding too, what does that prove about whether you were speeding? Nothing. The other driver conduct doesn't erase yours. Likewise saying, the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization did it, does automatically excuse the JLP, and saying JLP did it. No. Doesn't automatically excuse the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization. No time. Two wrongs don't magically manufacture a right. You have to just understand that and accept that as facts. That's one of the biggest problem with people. People, my side do it good, the other side it wrong. Me, I call it out. You understand? So then you have ingredient number 4, political fear. Now the imaginary factory gets quieter, because this ingredient isn't as funny. The label says fear. Fear of being rejected by your political tribe. Just like how, see the Karen Cross, fear of being called a traitor. Yeah, just like me, people from jungle, me come from Johnson, say, boy, you're a traitor, because you taught the thing, man. You're going like say, I just lucky you, one of them will make it out. No luck. You have to know where you want out of life. All of my peers when me go up with them thing there, them dead. Gunshot kill them. When me always Dinah Brown alive. Dinah, from even where I go high school and them thing there, Dinah is a man, me I tell you, them man in a guitar king, them man never have anti-social behavior. Dinah wasn't a bad man when we go to school. I was football the man play. And I see him thing when he play for Arnett Gardens. Everybody, all of the other youth, them will grow up with them thing there. Gun, every man want to be bad man, and them dead. Uncle Skelly and alone die from natural causes. Why? Because of the philosophy where them impart to us. And then you see it as something, they make it, normalize it, and marking it to you as a something fashionable. And that's how youths in our community dead. Them just die off. Fear of losing friends. You speak the truth as a PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization supporter, activist and voter. People know nothing to do. Them say you're a labourer. Boy, you turn labourer. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of part 2 of this 3-part series. But don't mistake the end of this episode for the end of the story. We still have one more chapter to go, yes. Through part 1 and part 2, the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization Juice Factory has been our satirical metaphor. Let me repeat for anyone arriving late. There is no PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization Juice Factory in Jonestown, Kingston 12, where I was born. Nobody should be driving around my community looking for the factory, or worse, showing up with a resume looking for a job. The comedy is fictional, it's not real. The political questions we are discussing are serious, and beneath all the jokes about Jews, chemists, laboratories, and secret formula is one fundamental message. Never surrender your independent thinking to a political party, not to the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization, not to the GLP, not anybody. A political party deserves your support only for as long as its action deserves your support. Your conscience should never carry a party card. When your side is wrong, have the courage to say it is wrong. When the other side is right, you have enough integrity to acknowledge it. And when somebody makes a serious allegation, don't repeat it simply because it damages the political party you dislike. Ask for the evidence, examine the documents, check the facts. Because data is king. And now we have arrived at the final battle in the crate. That is where we are going to bring the entire argument together and ask questions that matter most. After all, politics, propaganda, rumors, lies, and tribal loyalty, who still has the courage to follow the truth wherever it leads? It's yours truly, yes, Sir Chris Porter. I will always tell you the truth, the real mama papa truth. So I'll see you in part 3. Until then, drink all the imaginary political juice you want, but never let politics poison your conscience. Jamaica first, truth first, accountability for everybody. Part 3 is next. Have yourself a beautiful day. Jamaica Young Police channel out.